Hi everybody, I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm layperson Lisa.
Welcome to the Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa show from the Santa Mara Hotel in
Santander.
In Santander, Spain. As we had a rest day where we only did 6 miles of walking today.
Leisure walk.
And a 1-hour workout in the hotel gymnasium. We also lifted some very good...
Well, some of us had a long workout.
Yes, and some of us went and spent time with their wife, just chilling, which is good too.
Yes.
We also did some spoon lifts at the Chocolateria Valor in downtown Santander, and had some of that. Had a good lunch as well, right?
Yes,
had a hamburguesa.
Yes, hamburguesa.
And some papafitas. That were very good, with some salt on them, Lisa.
Yes.
Which brings us to our first
topic.
Right, so I brought up salt.
Yes.
Excuse me, because the salt is like a sea salt almost, right?
It was sea salt. Very coarse. It was coarse.
It is
sea salt.
So good.
Yes, we had a steak
the other day.
2 days ago, and they had the nice coarse sea salt on it, and it really makes a difference. So I think Jesus was onto something.
Yes, adding a lot of flavor, right? The salt adds flavor, and so I think this is really something for us to all ask ourselves. Are we adding flavor, right, to the lives of the people around us?
Yeah.
I mean, there are certainly people that I think we can all think of, Lisa, in our lives, like you, right, that add a lot of flavor, right?
Well, thank you.
So whenever I see you and I get to spend time with you, it's kind of fun, right? So it really heightens, what life is all about, right? To make one another laugh, to have a good time, to have serious conversation. But I never have to worry about it being boring.
That's true.
There's always lots of flavor when it comes to you. And so the question is, in your own life, are you adding flavor to the people around you? Because so often we can become self-centered.
Yes.
And when we become self-centered, we're probably doing anything but adding flavor. And if you're hearing noise in the background, it's because we're in the hotel lobby.
Yeah, there's not too many places to go over here.
And it's very echoey, so hopefully this is going well.
A big group just got here.
Yeah. So what say you about flavor?
Well, I think also sometimes we can add too much salt.
Too much salt.
To things, right? And sometimes
like salt in a wound?
Oh. Okay.
The beacon coming up.
So sometimes we can be stingy.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
So you just reminded me. So we went walking on I have a little blister on my pinky toe.
I wonder if you were going to talk about that.
Yeah, I had a little blister on my pinky toe. And so I had one of these Band-Aids on it that sticks and heals.
Blister Band-Aid.
A blister Band-Aid. And so when we were walking the 2 miles on the beach yesterday, we took our shoes off. And so today, we're looking at my toe, and Debbie's trying to clean it off so we can put a new Band-Aid on it. And she's like, I can't get this dirt off. And somehow the sand got underneath of the blister.
Inside the blister.
Yeah, and the blister didn't appear to be open.
Yeah, it was,
So we had to cut it open, and the sand was inside the blister. Isn't this crazy?
That's very crazy.
Right, and so I had to get that out of there so that it can be cleaned. And I think this is so true of us, is sometimes things in our life can become embedded. Right? They can become a part of who we are and we don't even know it. And where this thing was hidden at under my toe, it wouldn't have been easy for me to see. But Debbie could clearly see it and see that it couldn't be cleaned. And so it's good for us to have others examine sometimes, our lives and to give us feedback as a group of Christians. And to make sure that there aren't things that are getting embedded in us that aren't good for us.
Like fraternal correction.
Exactly the words I was going to think of. And so I think we do a pretty good job of fraternally correcting one another. At least I do a good job of correcting you. I'm not sure that you correct me as often as I need to be corrected, because you're good and loving and gracious, right?
I try to be.
You try to be, but the good and loving and gracious thing to do, right, is to be honest with people. And I'm just kidding with you, Lisa. Is for us to really be honest with one another, even if it's a hard truth that needs to be told. Would you agree with that? All right. What else are you thinking?
Well, let's talk about our ice cream.
Our ice cream.
So yesterday we were walking by on the Camino, off the Camino route to the hotel, and we passed by Valor Chocolateria, and Debbie said I would walk back from the hotel for this. And so that's what we did today on our off day.
And somehow we walked another 1.5 miles past that and went and went and saw a beautiful
Cathedral.
cathedral.
Oh,
in
we had
Santander.
adoration.
Adoration with a big, large 5.5-inch
Super
host.
big Jesus host.
Right, so that was really neat. Maybe I'd like to get one of those for the retreat center.
Yes, we need a new big lunch.
Yes, so if someone wants to donate a monstrance for the larger size host,
Oh yeah, so
we would
amazing.
happily accept that donation for the retreat center.
Yes, but anyway, so
Okay.
we were looking. Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
No, it's for the retreat center and
Yeah.
has nothing to do with me being a deacon. In case I didn't mention that, you know.
Yeah,
but
for the
that-
retreat
yeah,
center where many people would enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about the chocolate?
Oh, so we went online. Well, first of all, yesterday we saw people looking at the menu, and we could just see the big chocolate things, sundaes, drinks.
Lots
So,
of expectations.
Lots of
building.
expectations. So today we checked out the menu, and it just looked so great. And then we went and we ordered, and we were expecting this great big chocolate sundae, and it was about that big. 1 scoop of ice cream, a little piece of brownie or cake
For her, Debbie.
for me and Debbie, and a good amount of chocolate sauce. The amount of chocolate sauce I was very happy with, but I was a little disappointed because I had this high expectation, and so this is why expectations are premeditated.
Disappointment.
Is that you used to say this all the time?
Expectations are
Premeditated. Is it
opportunity to be disappointed,
okay?
basically.
Premeditated disappointments, and it was a little disappointing. Don't get me wrong; it was pretty darn good, but
Didn't meet the hype,
It
apparently.
didn't meet my expectation. But then I was like, Debbie and I were talking on the way back, and I was like, it's almost time for us to go to sleep, and so it's probably a good thing it wasn't like this giant thing, because then it might be hard to go to sleep because we have this big ice cream on our stomach. But it was pretty funny because Debbie was opening the menu and saying the items are, what would she say, actual size of ice cream,
Actual size
which
of
was
ice
pretty
cream.
funny because it kind of
We're
was.
very small.
Yeah.
I didn't have any expectations, and my ice cream was really big.
We got 3 scoops.
Yeah, and they both had some of my ice cream as well to kind of balance things out. But I think part of the lesson here is we can all have expectations in life, and expectations can often lead to disappointment.
Yeah.
And the idea is for us is to not have expectations of people, but instead to just live, right? And to take what comes to us and to go from there. Because it is true that we often expect a lot of things out of people,
Yeah.
of family members.
Which isn't fair.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're very reasonable, right? But I find that even reasonable expectations
Lead to disappointment.
lead to great disappointment,
sure.
especially when it seems like it's something so obvious and so reasonable, right?
Right.
That,
To us.
Yeah, that we should be able to do that. We're like, why don't they do that?
Right,
And
right.
then it ends up disrupting our. Can y'all keep it quiet over there, please? No,
Don't
interrupting.
you know we're on a shoot?
Yeah, interrupting our own, disrupting our own spiritual lives.
Yes.
Instead.
Yes.
So what else did
well,
we
sometimes
have?
we put expectations on God too. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Which okay, Lord, this is what I need, this is what I want, and this is what I want it. And then when it doesn't happen, I know for myself, oh, okay, so this is the story. So when we went to a conference.
Oh, yeah.
We were seeing people getting slain in the spirit and just laying down on the floor. And I was like, oh, I desired that. And Lord, why is this not happening? Don't you love me as much as you love those other people? Why are you not allowing this to happen to me? And so I did. I put this expectation that this is what I wanted to happen, and it wasn't happening. So then I was like, don't you love me, Lord? What's going on here? And so
It really got you worked
It did,
up,
it
too.
did,
I could tell that
Yeah,
night when we left
yeah,
you were upset.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you weren't talking to anybody.
No.
You were not having it.
No.
And and this is what can happen, right?
Yes.
I think we also put expectations on ourselves
Yes.
that sometimes can be unreasonable.
Oh, yeah,
Or
yeah.
we set goals that are not attainable or reasonable, whether it's for Lent or any other kind of spiritual practice, right?
Yes.
That we might do that.
Yes.
And so we have to be careful of that. Lisa's apparently
I'm trying
leaning forward to block the noise a little
I'm
bit.
trying to make sure you can hear us.
Yes, I hope you can hear us.
Yes.
Otherwise, this is all you're going to get. So what else from today, Lisa?
What was the other? Oh, rest. A rest day.
Yeah, what a rest day.
Well, right, but our walk was a leisurely walk.
It was a leisurely walk.
Now, we didn't take the most
Easy route on the way out.
Easy route on the way out.
But on the way back, we
But
did.
on the way back, we did. And it was quite enjoyable. We were walking along the beach. We were by
Picking up
the
shells.
sea, picking up shells. And we were supposed to have a 70% of rain throughout the day. It hardly rained. And the sun came out and blue skies were upon us when we walked back. So it wound up to be a very, very pleasant, maybe a little bit chilly.
A little chilly.
A little chilly. A very pleasant walk today.
Yeah, so sometimes take the long way. You know, we're always in a rush in our lives to
Yeah.
get from point A to point B. And, you know, maybe sometimes we need to stop by church,
Yeah.
go to the Blessed Sacrament,
Yeah.
stop by and visit someone. Take the long way.
Yes.
Enjoy life, enjoy things. Don't always be in a rush or get into these routines where these are the things that you feel like you have to do, because it's not really necessarily spiritually healthy. So we're back on the road tomorrow.
We have 166 miles under our belt.
Yes, and so we are rocking and we are rolling. We are praying for everyone. We ask that you would pray for us. Anything else, Lisa?
No,
I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm my person Lisa.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.